Greetings, sports fans. It's George with Custom Tied Flies and Guide Service. And Merry Christmas. We're going to do a tutorial on the CT Flash Bunny in Natural Grizzly. Before we get too much further along here, please like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And you can see this and other bugs on the Custom Tied Virtual Fly Shop's website at www.custom-tied.com. That's custom-tied.com. Have a splash, don't forget the dash. So this is what the Natural Grizzly CT Flash Bunny looks like when it's done. So the ingredients for this bug will be in the description as usual, and I'll walk you through what I got as I go. So this is a B10S Gamakatsu B10S. This is a number 8. Excuse me. The thread I'm using is Semperfli in 50 denier. It's the Nano silk. I really like this thread. It's really strong and it's really fine and works well. The tail then is Natural Grizzly Zonker strip that I've cut at 1 1/4 inches, and then I poke a hole in it about 1/8 of an inch back from the end, and then that's how I thread it onto the hook. And I thread it onto the hook with the hide side up, so that when this fly presents, it presents point up, and then that's how it moves. So the weight in it is it's a 3.2 millimeter tungsten copper bead, and then I have I got Hareline's 0.20 or 0.02 lead wire in the body, and I'm using 8 wraps. And then I'm just going to break that off. And then this excess back here, I'm just going to wrap around. So you might, depending on how much tie-in you got, you might get, 10 or 11 wraps in there, but that's all right. Alrighty then. In order to get this thread started, it's really slick, so just take a couple of loose wraps back towards the bend, and then reef down on it and tighten it up. Now you're going to push this wire up into the bead. Take some securing wraps, keep pressure on the wire. And that keeps the wire up close to the bead, up in the bead. Then bring your thread back to where the bend and the shank come together. You're just going to bring your Zonker strip up and then hold it with a pinch wrap. You want to make sure that it doesn't turn on you, because it'll try to. Bring that thread all the way up in over top of that wire. And then you're going to stop it right there in the middle, because now you're going to put the flash in, and it's one strand of pearl, one strand of copper, and one strand of red, and it's Hedron's Flashy Boo. So one strand of pearl, one strand of copper, one strand of red. And then you want to even those up. You just kind of catch them in the notch of your finger. Even those up. Your red's going to end up being a little longer than the rest of them sometimes. There you go. Now you put your finger in between here and give it a clip. And you're going to take a clip of some sort and grab those. Well, that didn't work. Well, this worked before. All right. Get those separated. How about a pair of hackle pliers? Point is, you want to keep those together because you're going to need them when you do the head. All right. I got my red, I got my copper, I got my pearl. I'm going to fold that in half to find the middle. And put that on the opposite side. You could also put it on the thread and you know, bolt it in, but you just want to make sure that they're mostly even. So, for durability, I break my flies up into pieces. We've talked about this before, especially streamers. The streamers get hammered by fish that have teeth. So we're just going to sit that off to the side. And once it's dry, there you go. And give me a second. I wanted to get that focused in a little better so that you can see what I'm doing. All right. So now I'm going to take some beeswax and I'm going to pull off about, I don't know, 6 or 8 inches probably 8 inches, maybe 9. I'm going to rub my beeswax on my thread, and that's going to make my thread sticky. Could you use low-tack wax from Loon? Yeah, you could, but I like beeswax. And I'm going to find a place about 4.5 inches long, maybe, to have a dubbing loop. I'm going to run that forward. I got my Dr. Slick turbo twister. I'm going to put that. Now I'm going to put 2 half hitches here. I'm going to swing my bobbin cradle around. Looks like I'm going to have to adjust the height of it a little bit. There we go. Okay, I'm going to make sure that I got the middle of my dubbing loop. Sorry, I need some more light. Okay, got the middle of my dubbing loop. Now I got, excuse me, Hairline's Hare's Ear, Hare Ice Dub and Hare's Ear. I got me a clump. And I'm just going to pull some off. And I'm going to tuck it in my dubbing loop. Okay, now I got my dubbing loop full. I'm going to set my dubbing loop on the first notch of my index finger, and I'm going to give my, that wasn't part of the plan, I'm going to give my turbo loop spinner a turn, and now I'm going to take a dubbing brush. I use a bore brush, chamber brush. Yeah, I got some that are a little unruly. I can trim those off. Okay. And then I'm just gonna turn that on there. Kind of rake them back as I go. Swing that out of the way. Put that off to the side for my next one. I'm going to rake those. I'm going to lick my fingers, and I'm going to rake those back. You don't want to lick your fingers. You should get them damp. I don't know. There's some people that keep a bowl of water on their bench or whatever. I don't. I just lick my fingers. You want to give it a good scrub so that you can get those fibers out. All right. Now you're going to use the fibers or the pieces of flash from what you had trimmed off to begin with for the back. Make sure those are evened up. Find the middle. Little pinch wrap there. And those are going to end up being about as long as the tail, thereabouts. It's okay. You kind of want that. Now you want to have a spot about that wide, say a little less than a bead width, and that's where your EP half-inch streamer brush is going to go in, and this is brown olive is the color. And then you're just going to wrap that. You want to rake these fibers back and wrap that just like you did on the bunny streamer. You're going to get 3, 4, 5 wraps, probably 5. You want to make sure that you get a wrap or two up real tight in with the bead, because that's, you're looking to get the wire from the brush down in between the bead and the lead wire. That way that bead is nice and tight and it doesn't go anywhere. Put a little 5 and 3. There you go. Now you're going to take your dubbing brush and you're going to rake those fibers back. And you're going to take, I use Solares Bone Dry in very thin. Ooh, excuse me. Hit that with my light. And there you have it. CT's natural Grizzly Flash Bunny. So I hope this tutorial is helpful for you. Again, please like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. You can find this and other cool bugs on the Custom Tied Virtual Fly Shop website at www.custom-tied.com. That's custom-tied.com. Have a splash. Don't forget the dash. Happy tying.